Let's be honest, inside cabins get a bad rap. No windows, no ocean breeze, and definitely no Instagram-worthy sunrise views. Some cruisers even compare them to sleeping in a closet at sea. So why, after more than 30 cruises, do I keep booking inside cabins again and again? Here's the truth. Inside cabins might just be the most underrated money-saving strategy in all of cruising. They're not flashy, they're not scenic, but they've allowed me to cruise farther, travel more often, and stretch my vacation budget without ever feeling like I'm missing out. According to the Cruise Lines International Association, CLIA, the average price for a 7-night cruise per person in a balcony cabin is roughly $1,500, compared to about $900 for an inside stateroom. That's a $600 difference, which quickly adds up when you're traveling with a partner or family. Over 30 cruises, I've saved tens of thousands of dollars by skipping the view and reinvested those savings into shore excursions, upgraded dining experiences, and even booking extra cruises. Inside cabins are more than just budget-friendly. They're smart. And today I'm going to walk you through all the reasons I keep choosing them, including one balcony upgrade that totally backfired. Whether you're a seasoned cruiser or it's your first time on board, you might rethink what really matters in your cabin choice by the end of this article. The value advantage. Let's start with the obvious, cost. I wouldn't be able to cruise nearly as often if I didn't choose inside cabins. Cruise fares fluctuate based on demand, but on most ships, inside cabins consistently offer the lowest price point. I once compared two identical 7-night Caribbean sailings on the same ship. Same departure date, same itinerary. The balcony cabin was $1,250. The inside cabin? Just $750? That $500 savings per person covered round-trip flights, a drink package, and 2 shore excursions. Multiply that over multiple trips, and it's easy to see how inside cabins make frequent cruising possible. Plus, many cruise lines allow repricing before final payment. Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian often adjust fares as sail dates approach. If you've booked early and the price drops, you can typically call and get your fare adjusted. I've saved hundreds of dollars mid-booking without doing anything more than making a 5-minute call. It's a strategy that rewards flexibility and insider knowledge. The result? I cruise more often, spend less, and never feel shortchanged. In fact, I often wonder why more people don't use this trick. Quiet, dark, and peaceful. It might sound counterintuitive, but inside cabins are some of the quietest places on the ship. When people think of cruising, they picture lively Lido decks, midnight parties, and crowded bars. But when you're trying to sleep, all that fun becomes noise. I once stayed in a promenade view cabin that overlooked the ship's main interior boulevard. It looked fun in photos. In reality, it was a noise nightmare. At 11:45 p.m., I was trying to sleep while karaoke echoed through the walls and guests laughed their way back to their rooms. The hallway lights outside our window never dimmed. We were exhausted. On my next cruise, I booked my usual inside cabin. It was bliss, absolute darkness, no sound, just me, my pillow, and hours of uninterrupted sleep. Studies show that sleeping in complete darkness leads to deeper REM cycles and better overall rest. That's exactly what you get in an inside cabin, blackout-level conditions that promote true vacation quality sleep. And if you pick your cabin carefully, midship, between other staterooms, and away from elevators or theaters, you'll enjoy one of the calmest corners of the ship. No footsteps above, no music thumping below, just peace. Sleep like a baby. Sleep is one of the most underrated luxuries on vacation. While a balcony view might look amazing at sunrise, what most cruisers don't realize is that sunlight streaming into your cabin at 6 a.m. can ruin your rest. I learned this the hard way. On one sailing, I booked a balcony room thinking I'd spend every morning sipping coffee while staring at the sea. What actually happened? The sun blazed through the curtains, waking me up at dawn whether I wanted it to or not. And cruise ship curtains, in case you're wondering, aren't exactly blackout standard. Contrast that with an inside cabin, no light leaks, no morning wake-up calls from Mother Nature. It doesn't matter whether it's 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., your body thinks it's nighttime, which means better naps, deeper sleep, and more energy for your actual vacation. Given that most port days start early and involve long excursions or lots of walking, getting real rest is essential. I regularly walk over 10,000 steps during days ashore. An inside cabin helps me recover and recharge better than any balcony ever could. Small, but surprisingly functional. Inside cabins aren't spacious, but they are smart. Cruise ship architects have mastered the art of space efficiency. Every square inch is designed with purpose. You'll find storage behind mirrors, drawers under beds, hooks in closets, and vanities that double as workspaces. When I first booked an inside stateroom, I worried about space, but I was amazed to find that it didn't feel cramped at all. The closet fit all my clothes. The bathroom had shelves and cubbies. The room had outlets, USB ports, and even more storage than I expected. 2 people could move comfortably without constantly bumping into each other. Cruise lines know these cabins need to feel livable, so they've invested in clever design. It's like staying in a high-end tiny home. You might not host a dance party, but you'll have everything you need to sleep, shower, and relax. No guilt, no pressure. Here's something no one talks about. When you book a pricey suite or balcony, you feel pressure to use it. I learned this firsthand. I once upgraded to a junior suite thinking it would elevate my cruise, and it did. But it also came with guilt. Every time I left the room, I'd think, should I be enjoying the balcony instead? When I skipped room service or didn't use the lounge perks, I felt like I was wasting money. It shifted how I thought about my time, and inside cabins don't have that effect. You sleep, you shower, you leave. You're not paying for a luxury experience, so you're free to spend your days however you want without questioning whether you're getting your money's worth. Ironically, the simplest cabin made me feel the most free. Virtual balcony magic. Think inside cabins are all dark and dull? Think again. Royal Caribbean now offers something called virtual balconies on select ships. These are inside cabins equipped with floor-to-ceiling HD screens that show real-time views from outside the ship. When I first stepped into one, I did a double take. It felt like a balcony room, until I realized I couldn't open the door, but the illusion was strong. Sunrises, sunsets, and port arrivals streamed live into my cabin, and for solo travelers, Norwegian Cruise Line offers studio cabins with virtual windows and mood lighting. It's perfect for guests who want privacy without sacrificing atmosphere. It's a perfect blend of technology and comfort, proving that even inside cabins can feel immersive. No neighbor drama. One of my worst cruise experiences came after upgrading to a balcony. The view was stunning, but our neighbors were not. They ignored the no-smoking policy, lit up constantly, and left our balcony smelling like an ashtray. Even worse, every time I stepped outside to relax, I ended up inhaling secondhand smoke instead of ocean air. It turned my treat-yourself moment into a regret. Inside cabins? No neighbors lighting up next door, no awkward eye contact across dividers, just 4 walls and total privacy. So, who should book one? If you're traveling on a budget, an inside cabin is the easiest way to save hundreds without sacrificing fun. If you're doing a port-heavy cruise where you'll be off the ship most days, why pay for a view you won't use? But if your itinerary is scenic, think Alaska's glaciers or Norway's fjords, a balcony might be worth the splurge. And if you're a traveler who enjoys slow mornings, room service, and solitude, a larger stateroom could make your vacation better. But if you're like me, a cruiser who wants to hit every show, try every activity, and spend every waking hour exploring the ship and ports, then you don't need luxury. You need a quiet, dark, affordable place to crash. And that's exactly what an inside cabin delivers. Final thoughts. Inside cabins aren't for everyone, but if you want to cruise more, rest better, and enjoy your vacation without blowing your budget, they might be exactly what you've been looking for. So next time you book a cruise, skip the view, save your money, and enjoy the freedom that comes with choosing smart over scenic. Your future self and your wallet will thank you.